Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com and welcome to my detailed overview and install of the K&N Series 63 Aircharger kit, available for your 2015 and newer 3.5 liter EcoBoost powered F150. Well, in this video, you can expect us to talk a little bit more about some of the benefits of making the switch to a K&N or aftermarket intake with your EcoBoost powered F150. We'll talk about what's included with this actual kit, and then last but not least, we'll cover some of the juicy details of the installation, which right up top, guys, I'm gonna tell you, very straightforward stuff here using some basic hand tools. So 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter with some more detail later on. So the Series 63 is going to be one of the most popular offerings in the K&N lineup and should appeal to EcoBoost truck owners out there looking to get into an aftermarket intake system from a trusted name like K&N, but at the same time don't want to spend an arm and a leg in the process. Now let's face it guys, the Series 63 is one of their most basic designs. However, it's going to perform as intended, give you a little bit more power and a little bit more sound thanks to that open element design. And with all that said, let's take a closer look. So if you're watching this and have had any interest in cars or trucks over the years, then you probably heard of the name K&N from time to time, guys, and for good reason. They're one of the biggest companies out there. Their continued support for the automotive world is really unmatched, and they continue to be one of the top options here on the site. Now the Series 63 from K&N is otherwise known as their Aircharger. It's a system they've done for a few years now, and it is very, very popular. It's also going to be the best way for an EcoBoost owner out there to take advantage of some of the performance and sound benefits from an aftermarket intake, thanks to the very low price tag. In fact, guys, right around the mid $200 price point, which at the time of this video makes this one of the most affordable here at AM. But let's talk about everybody's favorite subject when it comes to performance modifications, and that of course is more power. Now according to the guys at K&N, you're going to be seeing anywhere from 23 horsepower to 34 pound-feet of torque at the wheels with your EcoBoost powered truck, which in my opinion, you can see is probably a tad excessive. In my experience, and I've had plenty of it, your realistic expectations here, high single digits, low double digits, and that's just being brutally honest when adding a cold air that doesn't require a custom tune. Now, everybody's different. Trucks are different, dynos are different, weather's gonna be different. So ultimately, yes, you are gonna see some power when adding an intake like this, but just don't expect anything too crazy. Now, one thing that you can definitely expect when installing an intake like this is a noticeable increase in volume coming from under the hood, thanks largely in part to the open element filter design. Now, I'm talking more of a growl from the V6 power plant, definitely more turbo noises, more spooling, definitely more blow-off valve sounds. If you're into that sort of thing, you're gonna love this intake. If you're really not, you prefer more of a quiet or factory experience, you're gonna wanna find something with a sealed air box. Now, companies like Engine, AFE, and Air Raid all have something for you here on the site, so check those out if you're interested in that. One thing I do want to point out though with any of these EcoBoost cold air intakes on the site is that they do not require the use of a custom tune. Why is that? Well, all of these EcoBoost trucks operate off of what is called speed density and not a mass airflow sensor. Now, typically in the Mustang world and even the 5-liter truck world, once you start modifying these things a little bit, add a larger diameter intake, you're going to need to account for that in a custom tune. Otherwise, the car or truck is just simply going to run like dookie. So that's not the case here with the EcoBoost trucks. You can add pretty much anything you want in regards to an intake and be good to go. Ultimately, yes, a tune is going to be the best bet when really cranking up the power with your truck, and if that is something you're interested in, check out some of the tuning options here at AM. You will not be disappointed. But let's move away from some of the benefits and things like that. Let's talk about the here and now and this 63 series from K&N. Now, this is their more basic design, so expect a plastic intake tube, which actually does tap into some of the factory tubing on those turbos of your EcoBoost power plant. With some of their other kits, you might find an aluminum tube or maybe even a polished aluminum tube. Not the case here. This is their bare bones system. You're also receiving, of course, one of the bread and butter filters. This is what they built the brand on, guys. This is what they're known for, their signature oiled high flow filter. Cotton gauze material sandwiched between 2 layers of a skeleton mesh, basically an aluminum mesh, and it is finished off with their special oil. As you might imagine, this filter is washable, it is reusable. You have to re-oil this thing. It's very important to kind of maintain the lifespan of the filter itself. And let's face it, guys, this is gonna be a lot better than buying a new Paper Element factory filter every 10,000 miles or whenever that damn thing gets dirty. Not the case here. In fact, K&N claims you can get up to 100,000 miles out of these bad boys before you need to toss it and start all over again. However, just be very careful not to over-oil the filter, because sometimes with the EcoBoost trucks, you throw too much oil in this thing and that can sometimes make the truck run a little poorly. Switching gears, let's talk install as promised earlier. And if this is the first modification you're doing to your truck and you're not exactly what you would consider mechanically inclined, don't worry, I have total faith that you'll be able to knock this one out in no time flat. We're calling it 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. We say an hour on the site from start to finish, but honestly, I think that's a little generous. I think you can get this thing done a little quicker. If not, no worries, it's not a race. Now, using basic hand tools, I'm talking flathead screwdriver, socket set is really all you need to get things in place. K&N does include some very detailed instructions to help you along the way, in addition to all their hardware, couplers, and all that good stuff. Take your time, follow the detailed instructions, and you should be making some sweet noise in no time at all. Final thoughts on the Series 63 here from K&N. Well, it's affordable. That's one of the best things about it. It looks good in a simple way, because a lot of owners out there, let's face it, they don't want a lot of flash or a lot of logos under the hood. This isn't gonna deliver that at all. Instead, you are gonna be getting some solid gains, and the exposed filter here should introduce some cool new noises that I think a lot of owners will enjoy. So that is my review of the Series 63 from K&N, which you can grab right here at AmericanMuscle.com.